Joining me today on NYSE Floor Talk is Chase Coffman. He is the CEO and co-founder at Elektrofi. Chase, fantastic to have you here. Thanks for joining me today.
Judy, thank you so much for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
So now, Chase, let's start by talking about the company. What is Elektrofi?
When we talk about Elektrofi, we always like to start with the mission, and that's because the mission is why we got into this line of work in the first place, and it's what continues to keep us motivated on a daily basis. And to be clear, for us, it's all about improving access to biomedicines. The approach that we're taking to access improvement involves at-home self-administration. In other words, we want to extricate these medicines, which many of them right now are administered by way of a large volume in what in some cases can be a multi-hour infusion process in a clinical setting. We want to extricate them from the clinic and migrate them into the home, where there will be a great opportunity to further empower the patients by sticking into their hands either a prefilled syringe or an auto-injector, in either case a tool that they can use to take their medicine, perhaps from the comfort of their own couch in just a couple of seconds, and then go about the rest of their day or their life as they see fit on their terms.
Tell me, how have you made this pivot to healthcare, and how have you leveraged your expertise to develop what is now the company's foundational technology?
How did we get into healthcare in the first place? That's a great question, Judy. And to understand it, I think it'll be important to emphasize again the fact that a variety of the most powerful and effective medicines that we have today are administered in a clinical setting, so either a hospital or a specialized care facility, by way of this onerous, potentially multi-hour infusion process that we've mentioned. As it turns out, that infusion process represents a big barrier to access for a lot of patients. When we started the company roughly 8 years ago, we saw a problem and a corresponding opportunity. On the one hand, we noticed numerous patients that weren't able to either access or take advantage of the medicine that they really needed to either manage their condition or instead overcome it, because they couldn't afford on a regular basis to commute to their nearest clinic. And for us, that wasn't nearly good enough. And at the same time, on the other hand, we saw an opportunity to repurpose a technology which we had been developing for another application, specifically an aerospace one, in a way that would enable us to migrate those key medicines that patients needed from the clinic and into the home. Now, how does this clinic-to-home migration solve the problem? Well, the answer is pretty simple and straightforward. So imagine either a patient with Alzheimer's, or instead perhaps Parkinson's, like my father-in-law, which is debilitated and can't easily get around as a result, or instead maybe a patient in a rural setting that doesn't have access to a reliable mode of transportation. Because of these prevailing administration paradigms involving clinical settings, today those patients are on the outside looking in. They're locked out, so to speak. Tomorrow, through Elektrofi technology, access to these key medicines will be democratized. We'll level the playing field in such a way that all of us, everyone, will have an opportunity to take advantage of some of the amazing medicines that are emerging right now from healthcare.
And tell me, why is an injectable or subcutaneous administration an opportunity for drug companies?
Well, it's an opportunity for drug companies because it's an opportunity for patients. To the extent that it enables patients to get their feet in the door, it'll be a win for drug developers.
Mm-hmm. And tell me, what makes your technology different from others that are currently on the market, Chase?
So how are we different from other technologies or other options? In my mind, the answer is simple. To put it simply, we're developing at Elektrofi the future of administration for biomedicines. Elektrofi technology is uniquely capable of facilitating this clinic to home migration, which we've just talked about as being really critical for the patient experience and access.
Mm-hmm. So now, over the past few months, you've announced deals and partnerships with two of the world's leading pharma companies. Tell me, why do you think these companies are working with Elektrofi to move their pipelines forward?
Three things come to mind. So number one, we are co-creators, and we always bring to the table a team attitude. And that's really important in the context of a collaboration and a partnership. Two, we're a very diverse group. And by that I mean we are a non-traditional mix of forward-thinking scientists and engineers. We bring to the table a diversity of thoughts and skills and experiences that, as a result, put us in a unique position to be able to overcome some of the big hurdles and the challenges that we're facing. And lastly, and this is perhaps the most important point that I want to make, we're a mission-oriented team, which means that we're willing to do whatever it takes to get the job done at the end of the day for the people and the patients that we are looking to help.
All right, and finally, Chase, tell me, how close are you to delivering an approved product?
What I would say is that we're on the cusp. And what that means is that we're roughly a year away from several clinical trials where for the first time we will have a great opportunity to begin helping some patients. Thereafter, it'll only be a matter of time before we will be able to, in a broader way, we'll be able to begin launching products that will enable a broader group of patients to begin self-administering from home, from their own couch, perhaps in a couple of seconds, and then thereafter, like we said earlier, just to bring everything full circle, go about the rest of their day or their life as they see fit on their terms. And that's really the revolution that we're so much looking forward to.
All right, well, Chase, it's been wonderful to talk with you. Thanks for joining me on Floor Talk today.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me, Judy. It's been my pleasure.